Welcome to the Power Foods Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Christy Joe, mind and body strategist, fitness nutrition specialist, and weight loss specialist. You're listening to episode 234, Power Foods Lifestyle on the go for the holidays. I'm passionate about helping you learn how to become a strategist of your own health and body using science-backed evidence, anecdotal principles proven effective in my coaching, and psychological awareness. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Visit me on Instagram at Power Foods Lifestyle and learn more about my coaching services by sending me a direct message on Instagram. In celebration of my new weight loss specialist certification I earned just a few weeks ago, I wanted to make a few 30-day challenges available to all of you for January. I've been asked so much since I shut down Body Buddies to please keep sharing this information, and that's what I've been doing. As you know, you've been listening to the podcast. Hopefully you've been with us on Instagram and in Power Foods Lifestyle Champions Facebook group. The last thing I want you all to do is to jump on some crazy fad approach for January and commit to something that you know you're not going to be able to succeed at. That's why I've created two very simplistic approaches towards reaching your goals. I've created the 30-day weight loss baby steps group as well as the hardcore accountability group. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about each of these challenges to see if it's a right fit for you. Early bird pricing is going on all the way through Christmas, so definitely make sure you get registered before then. Otherwise, the cost will just be going up $5 on each of those challenges. The weight loss baby steps approach is for you if you want to improve your health and potentially lose some weight, but you don't want to do a crazy rigid diet or workout program, let alone pay for products that you're not going to use more than 1 week. You want to take a smaller, easier approach towards changing your life, focusing on little habits. So what's going to happen if you sign up for this challenge, which early bird pricing is at $10, that's 33 cents per day. You're going to receive a daily email from me beginning January 6th, which is a Monday. Each of these emails is going to include some education, motivation, and a challenge point for you that day. If you successfully accomplish that challenge, you will mark it off on your 30-day roadmap. I will provide you with all 30 of those challenge points. And my hope is that you will be, once you do a challenge, that you'll actually keep doing it. So you're slowly, gradually moving yourself into doing more and more and more, but it doesn't feel like this huge, oh my gosh, I'm like, doing crazy things on this one day start point that leads you to frenzied feeding beforehand and dread, and you just feel like you're doing this crazy thing. And so if you complete all 30 of those challenges on your roadmap, you mark them all off, of course, integrity is expected. Send me a photo of it by the time we're done at the beginning of February. Send me a photo and we will do a free coaching call and we'll be able to discuss what your next steps are, whether that's let's get you tracking macros, let's get you going in tier 2 and what kinds of foods, maybe you have a health condition, let's talk about anti-inflammatory approaches, let's talk about a workout program, whatever we can fit in that 30 minutes of a free coaching call, you're going to get. So there's great reason to follow the roadmap. I want to see you move yourself into new habits, which is why I am offering that free coaching call. Now, if you're interested in the hardcore accountability group, this is for you if you don't want to pay for another program because you already know what to do. Maybe you already have one or more of my programs or books or products or coaching plans that you've done with me personally, and you know what you need to do. You just need to get yourself motivated and fired up, as well as the accountability, which we all know is super huge. So that's this group. You are going to be in a group of other like-minded women. Sorry guys, this challenge is just for ladies, just due to the nature of the group and that we'll be sharing a lot more. But we will be doing a group in GroupMe, Marco Polo, or Facebook. It's honestly just going to depend on the votes. You get to vote as you enroll. And if it's broken, and divided enough, then I will create 2 groups. We will just see and make those decisions based on the final day that we're going to be letting enrollment happen, which will be Sunday, January 5th. But remember, early bird pricing is before Christmas in the evening. So you will be sharing and declaring to our group what your goal is, checking in every day. I'm going to be sharing little tips and tricks every single day for motivation, for the education, for just getting you fired up. I have my own goals, as you know, with postpartum. And so I am beyond fired up and I want to share with you my fire. So if you're just ready to rock and roll come Monday, January 6th, get in this group. Both of those links are in the show notes. So just tap on your podcast player and scroll down down, and you will see them there. Again, early bird pricing ends Christmas at 11:59 p.m. Hope to see you there. All right, PFL champs, let's move into today's discussion. I started something new and fun this week, which is doing 5-minute lessons on Instagram, going on Instagram Live and teaching a subtopic for an overarching theme of the week. So this past week on Instagram, the theme was Power Foods Lifestyle on the go for the holidays. And so each day I covered a new topic. So you are going to hear these mini episodes put together. You will learn how to follow Power Foods Lifestyle principles while eating at gas stations, while being on the go running errands or shopping or going to and from work, strategies to mastering those holiday meals and doing so with great discipline, and making Power Foods Lifestyle choices while dining out for lunch. I hope you find these topics useful in your life as you are working to be better and strive towards reaching your own goals. Remember that being a Power Foods Lifestyle champion is not about perfection. It's about having a very specific goal that you are trying to achieve in your body and your health. Then working to apply the right principles that I teach here and putting them together for a customized and strategic approach to help you in your unique situation to reach your goals. Sometimes I can help with that, but sometimes, and really what my goal is to give you enough information and empowerment that you feel confident in strategizing your own pathway there. This week, our topic is on Power Foods Lifestyle on the go. And today we are discussing the fast grab snacks for work or errands. So the first thing I need you to know is it is tricky. It is so hard in today's world to eat the way we should, to feel good, to be reaching our goals, whether that's weight loss, maintenance, managing a health condition, avoiding migraines, having more energy. The key is we always need to have a goal, a reason that we're eating the way we are. Otherwise, it's just going to feel like this big checklist of things we're supposed to do. And if you have worked with me and been my client, you know that I try and get you away from any of the shoulds or supposed tos. We don't even use that vernacular. Instead, it's what's our goal? So what's our strategy to go forward and reach that? Let's remember that we can do that. We just need to set a goal. So a quick reminder in Power Foods Lifestyle, if you are going to track macros, which is a tier 3 approach, and you're going to be mindful, yes, calories do matter when it comes to body composition and if we're losing, maintaining, or gaining, but then within those calories, the macros are what factor in how our body handles that. So depending on what your goal is, let's remember that Power Foods Lifestyle principles of tier 2, which is combining proteins, carbs, fats, and vegetables strategically, is the more maintenance way to be eating for a lifestyle. So proteins is something we want at every meal, a P. Veggies are something we also want at every meal or snack. And then our carbs and our fats, those can either be individualized like a PVC, separate, or PVF. Those are two different types of meals. Or if you'd like to combine carbs and fats for a more robust meal, more feeling and satiating meal, then it would be a PVCF. Always look at what the main macronutrient is in any of the foods that you're getting, and then you can more wisely pair those together. So I'm going to just run through some quick ideas. So get your pen out, take some notes. So some proteins on the go, protein powders and shakes. A lot of people want my recommendations and stuff. That's something we can discuss on another day, or send me a DM and tell me what your goal is, and that can help me better get you the right thing, because I don't just do a one size fits all product approach. I really believe anyone that does that really doesn't know their client base and their customers, and so I know that you guys are all different and have different goals, so make sure you reach out to me and I'm happy to get you a recommendation. Epic meat bars, that's a wonderful brand. I like the chicken, the turkey, or the bison. Nix sticks, look them up online, or Vermont sticks are also great. Nitrate-free deli turkey or chicken, those work really well to roll up in some green leaf lettuce, red leaf lettuce, or just eat it plain. Tuna to go packets. Try not to eat tuna more than 2 to 3 times a week due to the mercury content. Rotisserie chicken is a really quick grab protein as well. Carbohydrates, so this is your C. Triscuits, lentil or quinoa chips, these are great. Of course, you still need to watch your portion size. Remember, 20 to 30 grams of carbs is a C in the Power Foods Lifestyle. Apples, grapefruit, plums, these are really good, fast, easy to grab. Microwavables, they have like the ready to go brown rice or quinoa or other ancient grains packets, go down your carbs aisle, like the rice and all of those types of things at the grocery store, and they do have some microwavable packets that can work well. Whole grain tortillas or flatbread, you can easily throw in some meat, roll it up, and have something really quick to go. Rice cakes. Watch out for the flavored ones. Not that you can't have those, but make those more of a treat rather than an all the time thing. The plain are better, just because then you're avoiding any of the artificial food dyes and food colorings and things like, or food colorings and additives like the sweetener. And then oatmeal to go packets can also be a good carb to go. RX bars. Let's talk about fats really quickly. Again, we're talking about on the go, things you can pack for going to work, running errands. You're just going to be out and about. You're not going to be able to sit and eat this like solid meal. Holy guacamole, self-serve tubs. And I know Costco also has a single serve guacamole tub. I don't remember the brand name, but it's a good one. Olives to go, coconut butter packets. Artisana, if you get on Amazon, Artisana has a bunch of different nut butter packets, things like pecan butter. I love pecan butter, almond butter, walnut butter. Any of those types of butters are going to be great. Peanut butter is still absolutely fine. Just make sure it's a natural peanut butter, meaning it doesn't have vegetable oil, hydrogenated vegetable oils, or any canola oil, soybean oil, and so forth. Justin's almond butter packets. Justin's is another brand that does carry those. Once in a while, if you need a sweet treat, I do like his hazelnut butter. It's really yummy. A perfect bar, like get the almond butter or the coconut protein bars. Now just look at the fat grams, because oftentimes you need to cut that in half, and that can work as 2 fat portion servings. Coconut chips are great. Of course, nuts and seeds, just stock up on these in your bulk bins and then put little snack size Ziploc baggies together, do 1/8 to 1/4 of a cup total for 1 serving. Pumpkin seeds, walnuts, almonds, cashews, sunflower seeds, pecans, pine nuts, or Brazil nuts, or any mix and match of that. And last but not least, veggies that are quick grab, easy to eat on the go. Have them in little Ziploc baggies. Celery, cucumbers, mini sweet peppers, green leaf lettuce. We talked about rolling that up with some meat. Some broccoli and cauliflower florets if you don't mind those raw. Some of us, and depending on health conditions, you need to have them cooked. But if you know you don't have any gastrointestinal distress from those, that would be great. Baby carrots, sugar snap peas, and cherry tomatoes. Make sure you're drinking your water. Plan ahead. If you're always trying to just make better choices in the moment, but you didn't think ahead and you didn't bring any of those foods with you, that's when it gets tricky. So I would just encourage you to plan ahead, have some of these things ready to go. You don't have to be perfectly meal prepped all the time, but you do need to have a few things in Ziploc baggies ready to go. And that's how you live a power foods lifestyle. Today our topic is on making power foods lifestyle choices when you are dining out for lunch. So I'm going to go through a few really popular chains. The key is that we're learning principles, because when you really master these principles, you're going to have the confidence to make a choice no matter where you are. And in addition to that, no matter what country you're in. I have actually put that to the test. So biggest thing to remember is you always want to look for a source of protein. Okay, hamburger is fine to eat, but remember that if you're eating, unless you're eating at a really expensive place like a restaurant, then you are probably not getting grass-fed, really healthy beef. That's not a problem. I really don't want to develop any elitist or even fear-based mindsets in you guys. Instead, we want to be in control of what we eat most of the time. And then if we are caught in a situation, don't be weird about like, oh my gosh, I can't have this. You're going to feel very limited in what you can eat if you take on that mindset. And that's not something to do. So you want to look for a source of protein. Hamburger would be fine. But if you're going to have hamburger beef, I'd highly recommend you get rid of any buns or any white breads that is going to come with that beef. So better to look for a chicken or a turkey as your main protein, okay? So things like at Jimmy John's, where else? Arby's has like some of those turkey-based sandwiches. Subway is always a great option. Chick-fil-A. So a lot of these places have a chicken or a turkey base, okay? Then you want to make sure that there's vegetables. Yeah, most of the time you're not going to have an awesome source of vegetables. You're not going to be able to get a salad. And even if, let's say for instance at Chick-fil-A, if you are able to find a salad, like their Cobb salad is actually not a bad choice at all. Be careful of how much dressing you use. That's actually what most of these fast food or other kind of cafe style places, they get you in the fat grams, the carbs, the sugars, which those add up to calories. They get you there in the dressing. So always be wise. Your rule of thumb, no matter what type of dressing you are using, whether it's amazing with yogurt based or it has all of our healthy olive oils or avocado oils in them and not the soybean canola oil and sugar based dressings that we see in conventional products, no matter what, stick to 1 tablespoon of dressing and you will be really, that's a lifestyle hack that will serve you a long time down the road, okay? So a salad could be a good option, but what I want you to be careful of is that if you order a salad and you don't get enough protein and fats or carbs, then you're going to be hungry. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I hate eating salads because, when I'm on diet because I'm hungry. Well, that's if you're not getting the macros you need. Your protein should be 15 to 30 grams of protein. So make sure you are getting, maybe you order a side of grilled chicken nuggets or you get the chicken burger and then you just take off the bun and you get that wrapped in lettuce. Of course, In-N-Out, most people know In-N-Out is a great option to eat the beef and then have it wrapped protein style. A lot of these fast food places will give you protein style burgers or chicken burgers or turkey burgers. So look for those. And if they don't have them posted, ask for it. Burger King does that. And they usually, in my experience, the one time I ate there on the road, I didn't see it listed on the board, but I asked for it and they gave it to me. Now, I won't mention the fact that I got very sick from eating that. My intestines just didn't feel right. And I was like, okay, I'm never eating a Burger King again. I do like the flavor of their beef, however. So Subway's always a great option. Don't be afraid of eating the bread on a Subway sandwich. Remember, carbs are not bad. It's about the size and the amount of the carbs that we are eating. So if you do eat the bread at Subway, let's stick to a 6-inch. If you need more meat and vegetables than that would be the time to then get the salad. You can mix in avocado for the fats and use that as your dressing as well. Wendy's has their chicken filet sandwich. A lot of people here in Utah love Cafe Rio, Costa Vida, those Mexican style lunches. And even if you order the salad, you have to be very careful because they put that huge tortilla on the bottom, which I believe has upwards of 90 grams of carbs, and that's just for the small one. So that's over 3 times the amount of a C in the Power Foods Lifestyle or a carb serving. So it would be wise to either A, not ask for one, or B, just make a goal to eat 2 inches down all the way around the circumference and then, pile it up with all your lettuce and stuff. Be careful that you don't get too many beans and rice. That will take your carbs up as well. So half a cup, which is basically a fist, that is about a half a cup. So half a cup is 20 to 30 grams of carbs. Now there is some good protein in there and that is wonderful, but those are not main protein sources. Okay. Carbs is the dominant macronutrient there. So what most people, if they're really sticking to their strategy, and this is the last thought I'll leave you with today because I like to keep these to 5 minutes, is that most people will order a salad at these Mexican places. They'll get the salad with the chicken. Stay away from the sweet pork. There is a boatload of sugar in there. And then they will hold the tortilla. They'll get just a small size. They'll say just a little bit of the beans and the rice, and then they'll get the avocado, and that turns that into a PVCF meal. And the portion sizes are pretty good that are going to keep you within, if we're sticking to 6 smaller meals per day, that's going to cover you for 1, maybe 2 of those meals. And yes, you can package 2 meals together in the Power Foods Lifestyle if that strategy works best for you, whether that's something you use on a day-to-day basis or just once in a while as needed. Today we're talking about making those choices when you're in gas stations. So whether you're on the road traveling, whether you're out and about running errands and just realize you didn't pack well, you're hungry, maybe it's just stopping somewhere on your way home for a quick little pick-me-up or something like that. So I've got a list of foods prepared for you. So our macros, remember, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. All of the decisions we make with our food should come back to the question of what macro category does this fall under. When we answer that question and we seek to raise that awareness of the food that's going in our body, then we can more easily pair meals together for a better blood sugar stability, for better energy, and of course, the biggest thing that most people are worried about is to minimize weight gain, if not really put us in a position for weight loss. And so let's go through some of the foods that I wrote down. Now, I realize that wherever you're at in the country, you may or may not have access to some of these, but the foods that I'm going to share with you today are those that I've routinely found in gas stations in my various travels. So best of luck, and search and ask, of course, the cashier, because maybe they have a little hidden spot that you didn't find. Okay. Greek yogurt. Now, a lot of yogurts are just packed with sugar. I doubt you're going to find like a really, really awesome, perfect yogurt. So you kind of have to lower your bar of expectation when you are buying food in a gas station, but you can still get really decent food, especially for macro-friendly stuff. So you are probably going to find yogurt with 18 plus grams of sugar, but I would say, is that better than just throwing in the towel and just going for the donuts and the chips and whatever it be? Yeah, you know, and in situations like that, it is better to say, I made a better option. Of course, you can only decide what better is and what situation you're in. Cheese. Sometimes they sell them in string cheese, in blocks of cheese. That can be a great thing. That falls in our fats category. Greek yogurt is both protein and, depending on how many grams of carbs in it, sometimes it's a PC, sometimes it's a PF. So it's an F at least if it has 4 grams of fat. It's a C at least if it has 10 grams of carbs. Now I'm talking lowercase c, lowercase f. So I do realize that some of you guys are new here to this channel. And so as you're watching this, if you're not familiar with those phrases, I highly recommend that you read my book, The Power of Foods Lifestyle Edition 2. It's on Amazon. Pickles. This could be a fun little snack. Pickle doesn't really fall in any category. I mean, we can count it as a veggie, but it's just kind of a what's the word I use for it? Is negligible. That's the right category. Protein bars. Now, protein bars usually are glorified candy bars, remember that, but you can get one that is lower in sugar. I'd say try to find one that's under 15 grams of sugar. It's tricky. Most protein bars are going to be a PCF, protein, carb, and fat, meaning it has at least 15 grams of carbs, 15 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of fat. And nut butter, this can be great, as well as nuts. You're going to find mostly roasted nuts at a gas station, which is fine. I call them treat nuts. With all my nieces and nephews, I say, do we want treat nuts? Because regular nuts are when we have the raw. Okay, so look for those. Just mind the portion size. Most of the packages that nuts come in are like 3 times the portion size. 1 serving of fat is 8 to 12 grams of fat. So if you flip over the package and the package says that there are 36 grams of fat, that means there's 3 portions of fats in that, and I highly recommend you don't eat more than 2 portions of fats in one day to minimize any constipation or digestive irritability. Fresh fruit typically can be found near the cashier. Carrots, hard-boiled eggs, that's a protein fat. Almonds, that was part of our nuts. Hummus, sometimes in the refrigerated section they do have hummus if you are needing a pick-me-up in terms of energy. I know that's a hard one for a lot of us, and especially if you're driving. Like, I'd rather you put garbage down your throat and make it there safely rather than fall asleep and we never see you again. That's a really tough challenge, because I would say, yes, let's do everything we can to set ourselves up for success. What time are you traveling? Are you well slept? You know, routinely in your lifestyle, we need to set ourselves up for success that way. But sometimes you are in a pinch and there's really nothing you can do about it. So please stay awake. In those cases, I would highly recommend that you look for like the yerba mates. Okay, these aren't going to be as harsh as something like a Monster, Red Bull, or Rockstar. If you do need to drink one of those, try to not drink the whole thing. Don't get those jumbo-sized ones. I can't tell you how much caffeine you need to stay awake, but for health sakes, let's try not to put more than 150 milligrams of caffeine in our body at any given time, and in a day, definitely no more than 300 milligrams per day. So just look at the back of the labels. If you are ever drinking caffeinated beverage and you don't know how many milligrams of caffeine are in that, you are making a big error as a consumer. So know what you're putting in your body. You need to read labels. If it's not on the label, get on Google. We live in a time of technology at our disposal to find answers, and that can be a very scary area if we're not sure what we're putting in our bodies. So that is my roundup for making healthier choices and doing Power Foods Lifestyle on the go for gas stations. Of course, the best option is have your food packed, have a cooler, have some snacks in your purse, and so forth.
Have you been feeling stuck in your efforts to lose weight and feel healthier inside and out? If so, consider giving yourself the gift of a personal coach. After all, that's the way we push through the resistance that holds us back and sends us into the same cycle again and again. You don't need to keep giving up, trying, then getting frustrated again. When we work together, we will spend 45 minutes in a coaching call each week. During this time, we will go over the right approach for you. I use no cookie cutter approaches when it comes to my clients. We will discuss macros, target calories, food combinations, foods right for you, vitamins, make shopping lists, program your workouts, discuss the mindsets, fears, obstacles, and doubts you face, basically anything you need to help you reach your goals. It does wonders to have someone to be accountable to each week. You can sign up for just a few weeks of coaching, or you can enroll in a long-term committed plan. Again, we do whatever you need to move you through to your goal. I'm only taking on 8 clients at a time, and my 2020 pricing is as low as $50 a week. Email me at powerfoodslifestyle@gmail.com or shoot me a direct message on Power Foods Lifestyle Instagram account to see my availabilities. Time will pass no matter what. Will you have some change to show for your time?
Today we're talking about eating Power Foods Lifestyle during holiday meals. So hopefully you already were successful at doing this at your Thanksgiving meal. Maybe it was a complete throwaway, toss away, you didn't feel like you actually made any progress at all in your habits. Regardless of what happened, let's focus on moving through the rest of Christmas holidays and the new year with confidence. So I have 5 points for you that will help you move through this. Number 1, I'd like you to make sure you eat well before the actual meal. A lot of people have larger meals like in mid-afternoon or dinner time. Do not skip breakfast. Do not skip mid-morning snack. You know that my standard is 5 to 6 smaller meals per day. There is a large demographic of people that intermittent fasting does work for, but if you are not consecutively doing intermittent fasting as a regular lifestyle, then I do not want you to take that approach suddenly on the holiday where you're saving up your calories. That's not going to work for you unless that's something your system is used to. It also can set you up for eating more than otherwise you might, because you are setting yourself up for a binge. Psychologically, physically, you're starving. You're really hungry. You're not used to the whole wait to eat thing. So that could be problematic also. So usually on those types of days, I wake up, I have a standard breakfast. For me, it's something revolving around eggs with vegetables like spinach and some tomato. Maybe I put some zucchini, carrot shreds or something. It's just always some vegetable in the omelet. And then maybe some avocado on top for a PVF, or maybe I have like a side of tortilla for a PVC, or a combination of those for a PVCF. Protein shake, some raw nuts, some baby carrots, some celery, something like that mid-morning. That's a great snack, a PVF or a PVC if you wanted to do fruit instead of the nuts, or a combination of PVFC if you did fruit and nuts. That would be good. Some of those types of meals would be nice to revolve around before the actual bigger meal. When you eat smaller meals like that, the holiday meal doesn't need to be this huge meal. It can be a really controlled, awesome time that you don't gorge yourself during, and that's our main goal, is to avoid that feeding frenzy that we tend to go into as we tend to worship those types of meals. Then we want to be careful that we don't make food into our graven image. Number 2, practice awareness and mindfulness. Pace yourself to the slowest eater in the room. You want to always be aware of how people are eating. You're always going to have a very quick eater in the room, and then you're going to have a slow eater in the room. So pace yourself. Learn to put down your utensils in between bites. Chew your food. Talk in between. Take a sip of water. Enjoy. Oftentimes that first round of food is something you don't even taste because you're so enamored by all the variety of tastes and flavors and sights and textures, and you're not even recognizing that is fuel going in your body. So slow it down, focus on that mindfulness and breath. Like that, when you bring that to the table, we almost don't even need to talk about nutrition at all because you approach it differently. So be aware. Number 3, always fill your plate with protein and vegetables first. For instance, Sunday dinners in my family when I was growing up were always like roast beef, a side salad, potatoes, corn, jello, rolls, the whole gamut. When I began to flip my eating, instead of just putting all the stuff down and then having a tiny salad like in the corner of my plate like this, I shifted things. I filled the whole plate with the lettuce and the greens and all the vegetables. And then I would shred the meat and put it on top. That was now my base. That's my PV base. Then I would select whatever number of carbs I was going to allow myself, and I feel like people are going to be like, you shouldn't use that word allow, but that's the word I am going to say. When you're practicing discipline, you set the bar and then you stick to it. And so I had the protein, I had the veggie, and then you add whatever number of carbs or fats you have allotted for your personal goals. It's about goal setting and visualizing what you want before you get there. Then that's easy. So what I recommend is If possible, I would recommend you not go over 3 portions of carbs in a holiday meal. So you've got your protein base. Maybe it's some ham, maybe it's some turkey. Usually it's going to revolve around one of those unless you are not eating meat. Then salad, maybe some green bean, no green bean casserole with the heavy creams and things like that. No, that doesn't count as your vegetable. Like a pure vegetable, not saturated in oils and butters and things. I need a pure vegetable and your protein, then you add your carbs to it. So here's the portion of carbs. You don't need to be a food wizard to be able to do this. Use your fist, okay? This size down to about your wrist, that's about a half a cup. That's 1 portion of carbs. So I don't care if it's Jell-O salad, I don't care if it's funeral potatoes, if it's a roll, if it's a piece of pie, that is a portion of carbs. Therefore, don't exceed 3. And that's what, for those who are really trying to be mindful, that will help you keep it tethered in so you're not swinging to the all or nothing extremes that then tend to make us feel badly about ourselves. Set the rule, set your standard, what is best for you. I have found in my life 3 is a really good number. Number 4, drink water. We know that, but do you do it? Do you swallow 8 times when you go to get a drink of water? Are you making sure that your thirst mechanism is not overactive and you're mistaking that for hunger, especially in preparation for a larger holiday meal? Do you put only water in your drink, or are you someone that is filling your cup with higher calorie, higher sugar, higher fat gram beverages? I like to eat, and if I'm going to monitor the way that I personally am going to bring food into my body in order to reach a goal, because I have a goal and I have a vision, and that's what we here at the Power Foods Lifestyle are all about. Like, I'm not about teaching everyone just like the right way to eat. No, I'm teaching people who have goals, who have a vision of what they want to accomplish, strategic eating to achieve that. So let's get that very clear. When you have a goal, then you can better strategize. So I am not going to drink my calories. Like, I would rather eat those. I want to feel the texture and the chewing and that satisfaction that comes from that. And so I'm not going to go for the eggnog. Easy to pass up. You know what? Every day during December, I have had a hot chocolate protein shake. You guys, if you saw that on my stories like a week ago or so. Hot to warm water, obviously not too hot or else it's going to curdle the whey protein or whatever protein you're using, but that is a great way to get that little sweet tooth and a different type of beverage that's perfectly in line with achieving those goals. Number 5, make a maximum number of carbs. We talked about that, and then just remember that it's the size of a fist. So I actually added that into number 3. So those are your 5 tips for handling the holiday meals. I hope this is helpful. If you guys have certain topics you would like me to cover, especially as I'm trying to figure out what the main topic for next week will be, all of our 5-minute lessons, let me know. Send me a DM. Great to see you guys. Remember, strategic eating means you have to have a goal. You need to visualize, what do you want to accomplish? What is the outcome of your eating? And then we can come up with the best strategy for you. The way you think, the way you feel, your body, everything about that. All right, my friends, power your body, 1 meal, 1 workout, 1 day at a time.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Power Foods Lifestyle podcast. Just a reminder, go follow Power Foods Lifestyle on Instagram if you're not already, as I'm sharing helpful reminders, motivation, and education as you move throughout your week. Be sure to turn notifications on so you never miss a post. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review on iTunes. I really appreciate your help with taking this information to more people. If you're on Facebook, come on over and be a part of our private Facebook group, Power Foods Lifestyle Champions. And last but not least, you can always reach me at powerfoodslifestyle@gmail.com. The information in this episode is provided for informational purposes and is not meant to substitute the advice provided by your own physician or medical professional.